Hello, welcome back to the channel. New episode of the BCS podcast is coming out now. I know it's been quite a long time, some scheduling issues and behind the scenes stuff, but you got two of the three. We decided we're going to do it anyway. How's the last 2 weeks been, Cozy?
Pretty enjoyable considering it was a somewhat of a rivaled game that basically Ohio and PA have against each other. And then a nice snooze fest against Purdue. And I got burnt at the Penn State game, getting burnt November 1st at a home football game.
Yeah, I mean, we were just talking before we recorded here. It's currently snowing in Buffalo. If you turn the camera on, it's just snow everywhere.
Yeah.
And then Michigan's playing, what is it going to be? November 15th in Chicago, and it's going to be 70 degrees and sunny. So that just seems wrong. But they're really pumping Michigan on the Big Ten or on Big Noon once again. Beat Sparty, beat them so bad that Zach quit. Didn't want to record the week of, didn't want to record the week after, whatever. But we're here now. And then Michigan played Purdue in a snooze fest. I assume we have another snooze fest coming up, but more importantly for me, it's hoop season. Michigan hoops. They broke pretty much every single record in the program's history in the first game, which was crazy. Won by $1 billion. And then that same Oakland team went to Mackey and almost beat Purdue, which is hysterical. And it was so bad that Purdue went from number 1 to number 2. So something to look out for. Michigan's looking for revenge tonight against Wake Forest and Mopgate from last year. My Michigan friends remember. There was a wet spot on the floor that they didn't go out and clean. And back-to-back possessions, Michigan guys. One, I think it was Terrence Williams. No, that would have been Terrence Williams last year. It would have been, I think it was Roddy Gale, and then I know Danny Wolf did too. They slipped back-to-back possessions, 2 turnovers, and they hit 2 threes. Bastards. But that's what you get from being at home, I guess.
Well, hey, we're the on the basketball side of stuff, we're the running gun offense now. And
you gave up 100 points, right?
We gave up 100 and scored 118. Yeah, and then the next game we scored 94, and it's like, okay, like we're going to score a lot of points this year. It's going to be, if they're not that great, it might be pretty exciting.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, Michigan, their lineup was different game 1, but if you look at it in the vacuum, which makes no sense, our 6th man was the number 1 transfer in the country. He's projected to go first round. Our 7th man is a 5-star freshman that's going first round. It was just ridiculous. And your Michigan's best players from last year that have returned are like the 6, 7, 8 guys on this team. It's crazy. So very excited for this team. I'm looking at places to stay in Indianapolis potentially. Hopefully they get the 1 seed out here in Buffalo. Buffalo's got some games this year. It would be great. But we'll get to that when we'll cross that bridge when we get to it soon. But because the 2 of the remaining 3 standing here actually have a football team that's competent. So I guess we can quickly buzz from week 9. You were on a bye. UCLA got murdered by Indiana by 50. Nebraska pulls one out against Northwestern. Rutgers pulls one out against Purdue. That game was crazy. Iowa beats Minnesota like a drum. Michigan plays a really weird snooze fest game against Michigan State. I'll do the Michigan spiel in a minute. Oregon with a concussed Dante Moore wins 21-7 in the really cool unis. And then Washington beats the hell out of Illinois.
We'll get to Washington when we get
that's what I'm saying. It's kind of hard to talk about these games and not talk about the future. We skip a week forward. Michigan snooze fest against Purdue, led the whole time, unlike another team. No, I'm kidding. And it was just boring, whatever. Classic Michigan. It's getting to the point now where it just sucks to watch Michigan again, which is annoying because the first game of the year it was like, oh my God, the offense rules. But I'll get into it momentarily. Indiana does the thing again, wins by 50 against Maryland. USC, and actually a really great game, beats out Nebraska where fake Mahomes breaks his leg. Yeah, I know. Like when I see his leg break, it's crazy. It's weird, like because I don't know if you saw it as well. The dude's just standing around. Like I guess it must have been a hairline fracture because like he was just standing and walking around. They're like broken leg. I'm like, holy shit! For me, broken legs, like, Eric Cass,
like,
Kevin
yeah,
Ward.
like you're getting like a Cam Scatterbo getting pulled off the field. Like,
Scatterbo, Gordon Hayward,
yes.
Paul George, like everyone's like gasping and stuff. It's like, no, he's good. He just broke his leg. Cool. Rutgers, Illinois. I didn't watch a second of that game.
No, didn't watch a second.
Minnesota pulls one out against Sparty on the road.
I
probably should have lost Minnesota, but
I actually watched one play of this game, and it was the final touchdown to end the game with Drake Lindsay.
Which is a great quarterback name, by the way.
Yes. Oh, awesome quarterback name. Can't believe that he left Fayetteville, Arkansas to come all the way to Minnesota. Huh. I didn't know there was a team in Fayetteville, Arkansas. Might be the Razorbacks.
They might be my lock of the week this week, but we'll get to that in a minute.
I mean, he came to play in the better conference.
Oh, of course. And then obviously you had your game against Penn State.
Yes.
It was kind of a blowout the whole time. I appreciate you guys giving up that touchdown right before the half, or whatever the score. I think was it a half? Was it even a touchdown? No, it wasn't. Was it?
It was not. It was a touchdown. So it was 17-7. I was
able to get Penn State at minus. I think it was 8.5 or 9.5. Sorry, Ohio State. It was a great live number.
And here's the thing. I remember this, and I think I texted our group because I was like kind of flipping out during the game, and it was 17-14, and like the crowd was kind of out of it. Momentum was definitely with Penn State. Everyone was like, "Oh man, like maybe this is the year like Penn State actually like beats us after being so close so many times." And because it was like kind of crazy that we fumbled the ball. Like we don't have many turnovers. We don't cause many. We don't have many. And then as halftime comes, our cheerleaders run out with our flags and everything like that. And that's fine. But Penn State decided to cut us off from running out of the tunnel and then was waving at us. Like they definitely did it on purpose. And I'm like, and it got the whole crowd like fired up and everything. And I'm like, oh, well, you guys just kind of screwed up because this place was kind of dead. And now everyone's real PO'd. So great job, Penn State. Thanks for giving us second half motivation if we didn't already need it.
Yeah, it was funny. Like I remember I love watching the game, being as cynical as possible watching that because I just Penn State's annoying. I know Ohio State's Ohio State. Again, I'm really weird. Where I say it every year on the podcast. I like it when Ohio State's 11-0 against Michigan. That's just me. I like that the only team they lose to is us. Just personally, I know it doesn't matter anymore. Now, in theory, I shouldn't like it. I love it when we were able to knock you out of the playoffs, but now it's the opposite. Probably you'll knock us out of the playoffs. But so I'm watching the game and it's like, oh, Penn State sucks dick, and they finally get the bounce. This is the year they get the bounce.
Yep, I know. That's what I was.
They would have killed a man for that bounce the last couple of years.
I know. That's all that I was thinking in my head. I'm like, oh gosh, this is the year that they get that bounce.
Because like I knew they weren't going to win, so I just kept smirking, and I'm like, yeah, whatever. But it is what it is. Ohio State did the thing.
Then you had a bye week, right?
No, I was against Purdue. It was basically a bye week. The thing with me with the Ohio State like debates is funny because like it's like, oh, saying. Listen, I think saying's perfectly fine. It's the Ohio State system, and when you got a guy like Jeremiah Smith, like you see it, like he'll just click a button and turn it on. Yeah. Obviously, that leads into this week, but like there's a batted ball out of the air, saying throw some dog shit pass. It's up in the air and Jeremiah's like, I'll just grab it. I got it. So and everyone's like, oh, Carnell Tate's really good. Blah blah blah. I'm pretty woke on the second receiver at Ohio State. Ibuka's kind of proved me wrong right now in the NFL, obviously, but to me, it's like, okay, you're doubling Jeremiah on every play, so obviously your third guy is going to be one-on-one against, a first-round receiver in Carnell Tate. He's probably perfectly fine. But then, like, the games where you're like, okay, let's focus on somebody else. Let's go man. I'm Jim Knowles. We're going to go one-on-one with everybody. You're just begging to get killed. And again, I'm not saying bad by any means. Is saying the Heisman? No, I don't want to give the Heisman to a guy who's not the best thing on his team. Like, it's kind of like the Bryce Young thing with Devonta Smith, where it's like he can show me he's the best player. I guess with Mac Jones, but you know what I mean. He can show me he's the best player going forward. Like, is saying really like? Do you look at it and you're like, is saying the Heisman? I don't know.
I'll just say this: I'm a weird Ohio State fan. I don't need to see my players get a Heisman. Yeah. I care about one thing and one thing only, and that's wins and national championships.
Yeah, it's a good problem to have where you've got like 3 or 4 of the best players in the league, in the country, on your team. Arvell Reese comes out of fucking nowhere. And it's like, oh, this dude's now number 1 pick.
Some people knew he was going to be.
Well, obviously on here we knew about it, but I'm just saying, like to the general landscape, it was like, ooh, Caleb Downs. Again, I'm kind of woke on Caleb Downs. That's just me. I know it's a safety. I still have this idea that's like the company line of people that think they know what college football is like about. Is like, oh, he's so good. I get it, but like a safety, I don't know. It's not like he's doing like the Jabril Peppers gimmick stuff though, which probably hurts him in terms of Heisman stuff.
It does, but you have to watch it, and you don't see a lot of it on TV because we don't see safeties on the TV. But you just have to watch it on TV, and it's like, or in the field, in the stadium, things like that. And it's just like the dude is all over the field, and it's just like he doesn't even. It's not even that he like is making a batted down ball or he's just there in coverage, and it's like the quarterback's just like, I'm not throwing it that way.
Exactly, like him doing his job almost makes it so he doesn't make plays, if that makes any sense. But the funny thing is too, when it comes to that, is he's kind of got this like built up like almost like goodwill around him. Because I mean, look, I understand the targeting rule makes no sense, but you look at a play like for me, it's still the play you look at when it was Penn State, Oregon. That's textbook targeting. I don't care. And then you look at what Caleb Downs did to this poor fucking Penn State kid. I mean, he took his face off. Like, I get it. Like, I understand that it shouldn't be targeting. Like, not that it shouldn't be targeting. Like, that those plays used to be fine. But if you're going to call some of these plays targeting, it should just be like, I don't care if the rulers are not. It should be a visceral gut reaction where you see a hit like that and you're like, oh my God, he's dead.
If we want to jump into it real quick, I know we kind of agree on the same opinion on these reviews and targeting and stuff like that. Unless it's just outrageous, don't eject him for the game. Eject him.
It's like flagrants. Why don't we do flagrants?
Let's and you know what? Not even flagrants. Like, it's just like, okay, that's a 15-yard penalty. Like, that's fine. It can be a 15-yard penalty, but you need to. I'll just say this. You need to have a difference between, hey, we're going to suspend this player for next week's first half or something like that. And look, we would have needed him for Purdue. I'm not that worried about that. But like when you get to a college football national championship game or semifinal game and you're going to play in a national championship and that takes someone's head off, it's kind of like.
You can do this, right? If you remember the Jayshon Barham hit week 1, right? Okay. It's one of the worst targetings you've ever seen.
Yes.
It's confirmed he's out for the first half against Oklahoma.
Yeah.
He comes back in. He was the highest graded defender on Michigan's team against Oklahoma. Yeah. It changed the season and the whole landscape of college football. This sounds stupid. Yeah. It's a domino effect because if Michigan somehow wins that game, the Ohio State-Michigan game is just like a seeding game. We could lose by 1,000. You could lose by 1,000. Yeah. Nothing changes, which sucks, but whatever. And Michigan's in the playoff pretty much right now. That's the funniest thing. Again, I don't want to – this is going to sound dumb, and I get yelled at by Michigan fans when I say stuff like this. I'm pulling up the exact rankings right now just to see this. Like, Michigan would be a top 10 team right now if we beat Oklahoma, and we suck.
Absolutely.
And I think we're only a couple plays away from beating Oklahoma, which I know sounds dumb. Yeah. Been over this before. It's just like, as you're saying, a questionable targeting at best causes Michigan to potentially the whole season to change because if Michigan's involved here, then it makes the ACC even more devalued, which we'll talk about in a minute. It's just crazy, the little Spider-Man memes, about it. Like, think about it. If you look at it, it's not that vicious of a play.
Yeah.
You can suspend it for the rest of the game. How about that? It was like the first play of the second half too, which is the worst part.
Well, and here's the thing, you just hit it right on the head. If you take Ohio State-Michigan rivalry out of this, I don't think there's any chance Ohio State loses this game.
No.
But then you add in the rivalry, and it's like, oh, shit. Like, we take it.
If Michigan hasn't won this game, they didn't win it last year. You guys lost it. Like, I know it's a dumb thing to say. It's the same thing. Like, this year, my only hope is you guys lose it because everybody on my team is dead, hurt, and killed.
And that's the thing. And that's what makes this a great rivalry is you always see the underdog somehow pull one out, and the other team plays down to their competition, et cetera, whatever. I'll just say this. You just said Michigan would be a top 10 team. There's such a gap between the top 5 teams. And
not even. I think there's 3 good teams in the country, maybe 4. My firm 3 that are good are Ohio State, Texas A&M they're like kind of fringe. For me, it's Ohio State 1, Texas Tech 2. I know that probably sounds dumb. I watched those guys play BYU. They're a freaking buzzsaw.
No, and I mean, they had to have a fluke game against Arizona State to lose.
Yeah, because for me, the Big 12, I know it sounds dumb. There's just Big 12 games sometimes. It's like the NFL, where like the Bills are still really good, but they just got their boat, they got boat raced by Miami. Yep. Shit just happens, right?
Yeah.
There's one-offs. Like, the Packers the Packers aren't great, but you know what I mean? Like they lost to the you guys, the Browns, in the most horrific fashion of all time. Right. There's just games like that. Notre Dame's interesting. Like if Notre Dame had a good defense, they'd be really good. Because they're playing hot. But
I think Alabama, with the way the quarterback is playing,
I know, but they can't run the football.
I know
they can't run the football. The thing is Ohio State can't run the ball either. But you have a good defense, right? Alabama's defense is because, like, look, if LSU had a pulse, that's a game.
True.
They need a lot of breaks for it. Georgia doesn't really have a defense.
They benched the Heisman Trophy contender after week 1. The Heisman Trophy winner after week 1, Garrett Nussmeier.
I don't know. It's a lot of stuff's weird this year. Like I still think Texas if Texas figures it out, they figure it out. You're looking down this list. Vandy's a tough out. I know they kind of suck. Georgia Tech is going to be a tough out. Miami, if somehow Utah sneaks in, they're really good as well. Just a lot of like tier 2 teams. There's a big group.
Definitely get to this week because I want to touch on one conference that we mentioned, and you mentioned we would touch on it. I want to mention them as we talk about this week.
It's basically it's pretty much the first game because we're talking about it's on Friday. I assume we're all on the same page here. I mean, shout out to Action, but like whatever. I mean, by the time you give it out, it's whatever. I love Buffalo this week, but I'm biased. So getting through all that nonsense. So Friday, we can just talk on Friday. We can just go. Do you want to do Big Ten first, or you want to do the conference?
You know what? Let's do Big Ten first. We can do Big Ten.
This was the game that I was talking about for a while that I was going to be like, this is the hammer and nuke play of the century. I didn't realize the line was already so high. We're talking about it last night. It was 24. It's up to 25 now. It's going to keep going. This is probably an Oregon buzz.
We skipped over last conference week. I wanted to touch on USC Northwestern.
Oh, yeah.
Real briefly on we got to talk about last week.
Oh, yeah. I totally right. Totally did skip it. You're right. Go for it.
Okay. So USC Northwestern it was kind of a close game early. USC was up 21-14.
Pretty fun game too.
Pretty fun. And then USC decided to pull one of the
It's the second time this year they've blatantly cheated.
Yes, exactly. And I just don't get how everyone's like,
I love that they weaponize no last names. That's kind of fun, but keep going.
Well, that's fine. You can do that, and you can list him as number 80 on the roster the day of the game and whatnot. But I can tell you for a fact, I love the Browns. I love Ohio State football. But half the players, if they were to walk by me on the street, I probably would not recognize them.
Correct. We're as diehard as it gets.
Because they wear a helmet on the field. I can't tell if there's no last name what person's going out there. And the other thing is, I'm pretty positive that, and if people are wondering what happened, so
the third string quarterback, right?
Is he third or second?
I think it was third.
Okay, so Sam Heward, which people
former number 3 recruit in the country?
Yes, correct. He is now a senior. He has bounced around. I believe. Was he at USC originally? No, he was not. He was at Washington.
Washington.
That's right.
And he went down to D2 Cal Poly. Now he's back out.
Correct.
Yeah, he was. Okay. I'm pretty sure he was the class with. It was like JJ and Kyle McCord and all those guys. It was that class.
So, here's the thing. You have this guy who played, and I believe he played his freshman year most of the time, or some of the time at Washington, correct? He played a few games, right?
Yeah.
So everyone was hyping him up. Okay, so he transfers, et cetera, et cetera. This past week, he's normally number 7 for the USC Trojans. They decided to change his number to number 80. And instead of telling everybody, well, they they did tell everybody.
The digital copy was the same, 7, but I guess there's a physical copy you put in the locker room of the other team, kind of like NFL, like MLB, like lineup card thing. Yeah.
Now, here's the other thing is, so like I said, you want to talk about looking similar, things like that. Sam Heward is 6'1". Their punter, whose name is Sam Johnson, is 6'3", 225 pounds. Heward is 215.
Big punter,
Not much difference in body type.
No.
So you throw them out there and they run this fake punt for a first down. And it's just like, I cannot stress enough how they should have been flagged for 15 yards on that play. And then the announcer team was like, oh, that's a great pass from that punter, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, yeah, that was pretty cool. And then you find out, and they fooled the announce team. They fooled the referees who I just can't get over that you pulled a stunt like this.
I know I keep saying it. The things that they've done the last couple of weeks have had more of an effect on the games than Stallions, and I will die on that hill. Okay, the freshman King Miller kid that they brought in was an ineligible player. Dude ran for 150 yards and 2 touchdowns against Michigan. Like, guys, what are we doing here? An eligible player that's vacated wins.
Yeah, I can't get behind what USC is doing, and even with the player against Michigan, like that was just total classless. I don't know. We can move on from it. I mean, USC pulled away. It wasn't a big factor. Had that game come down to maybe the end, maybe it would have been a factor. It wasn't a factor.
They did that on a Friday night. They had to do that against Northwestern.
Friday night, Northwestern, everybody's watching.
I know, but save that move for Oregon.
Yes. Exactly. Like, so I don't know. To me, it was just very uncharacteristic. We can run down. I mean, I'll touch. We had actually 2 stellar games we'll come back to. You had the shocker in Madison. Finally, Washington gets ranked, and they end up. I don't even know how it happened.
They were trying to force feed, throw the ball in a sleet storm.
Yeah. I mean, you threw 32 passes. Not quite sure what you were doing.
Austin got hurt at the end. It was the whole thing.
Yeah.
Wisconsin had 4 players throw a pass.
Yep.
Their starting quarterback was 0 for 2. Their backup quarterback was 2 for 3 for 16 yards. Their third string quarterback and guy that would have probably sneaky almost started at Michigan this year, Carter Smith, a freshman. That dude's a running back. He had 15 carries for 47 yards and a touchdown, but he was 3 for 12 for 8 yards. The leading passer of the game was the freshman place kicker, Sam West. Shout out Sam West. 1 for 1, 24 yards.
Hold on. Sean West.
Sean West. What is it?
Sam.
Too many kickers named Sam.
I know, right? Yep.
He was the highest rated quarterback in this game. It is what it is. But, I mean, it was just a total gross game. They announced Fickle's back. He wins that week. You knew with Washington and Oregon going to Iowa and Wisconsin in a snowstorm that someone was going to lose. And unfortunately, it was Washington.
Which
the Oregon-Iowa game
just absolutely makes our conference look so much worse.
The Oregon-Iowa game, man, It's just one of these things where prevent defense is the dumbest thing on the planet. Iowa had a 12-play, 93-yard touchdown drive where they came all the way down. They had the worst 2-point conversion you've seen in a long time. The guy was out by 6 feet. The ref calls him in. It was hysterical. I'm like, in what world is even close to in? And then Dante Moore sucked all game, walks down the field, and has a pretty decent drive to get it going. There was a tweet. I think it might have been Barstow Big Cat that tweeted it out. He's like, if there's a God, this is such an Iowa block kick moment. It stinks that it ended up happening. I think Iowa had like a 58-yard field goal in this game or something stupid. Yes, they did in the beginning of the fourth quarter to bring it back in.
This was kind of an awesome classic Big Ten game. And it was, okay, I'm just going to say it. I don't know if any Oregon fans watch this, but this was like a you've officially made it in the Big Ten. You've won a slop game, Oregon. Congratulations. Like, you've won a game that it's pouring sideways and it's 45 degrees and you actually went on the road and won. Like, this is like, welcome to the Big Ten, Oregon. Like, this is what we play in possibly 6 weeks of the season. Now, Granted, it's been great lately, but I said this the other day in our chats. I think Iowa fans are more brutalized than Penn State fans, even, because they have been there much closer than Penn State multiple times that I can think of over the past decade.
I don't know if they think they actually have a chance at most of these games.
2015, they were undefeated. They lost to Sparty in the Big Ten title game. In the last seconds of the game, they were going to the playoffs.
Yeah.
And now you have this happen where you have a potential, if you win this game, you are probably going to win out.
Maybe. And there'd be another touchdown dog on the road against USC this week.
They could win that game.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that there's everything that they've had. They've had some pretty bad luck. I can think back to the mid 2000s where they played Ohio State very tough and lost 2 straight Rose Bowl appearances to us in dramatic fashion. So, but yeah, anyways, we got Rutgers, who just started off very slow and then just destroyed Maryland. Maryland kind of, I thought Maryland was going to be a bowl team, but once again, September, Maryland fell off the wheels.
Yeah, the Malik Washington stuff that everyone hyped up about.
Yeah.
Another bad game throwing. Great game running. 8 carries for 164 yards is pretty good, especially with college sack yards. But, it is what it is. I was told rushing stats didn't matter by people when I was trying to have Bryce get hyped up. Nebraska, UCLA. This just felt like a UCLA game. I watched the first drive. This felt like a UCLA spot. It was our good friend of the program, TK's lock of the week. Unfortunately, did not go through. You thought like, the backup stunk last week against USC, but the backup dialed in. What's the kid's name? TJ Lateef.
Yep.
13 for 15 for 205 yards. And then 3 touchdowns, by the way. Should have not left that part out. No picks. 98.7 QBR. Can't really get much higher than that. I think it's 100 in college. And then rushing wise, he had 5 carries for 31 yards. Emmett Johnson, once again, doing the classic Emmett Johnson. This stat line this is why I love these college running backs and kids like him. 28 carries, 129 yards, and a touchdown. 3 catches, 103 yards, and 2 touchdowns. I mean, this man, like, efficiency. I have him in my fantasy league that we're all in. I believe it's the one that we're both in, Cozy. But
it is. Yes.
This dude's an animal in that, and I love it because they run him into the ground. Like, he'll be like whatever in the NFL. But this dude just goes like just right into the ground. He's from Minneapolis. I remember it was like a big thing that they got him instead of PJ Fleck, but then they got Darius Taylor, so they're like, whatever, we don't really care. So, but yeah, that game was just whatever. I watched one drive, and I'm stat watching, and then it comes down to the big game, Penn State, Indiana.
Well, I'll touch on mine before we go to Penn State, Indiana.
Sure, you played football.
I don't know if you watched.
No, I didn't.
It was
3-0. I took a screenshot and said, "Wow, imagine trailing to Purdue." That was it. I knew it was the classic. It was just like Minnesota, where your guys went up down 3-0, and you were going to kill them.
And then we scored 24 in the second quarter. Now, granted, we were at the goal line at the beginning.
You guys lost the quarter. That's crazy.
Yeah, the beginning of the second quarter, we were at the goal line. Scored right away.
I think it was right. It was Jeremiah Smith to the inch line, like literally as the quarter expired.
Yes. So hey, you know what? It is what it is. Good for Purdue. It was a very much probably 60 to 70% Ohio State fans with their students there, and their students actually showed up, which was shocking. Yeah. I mean, they had a full student section, which is shocking for Purdue. They were loud. They were crazy. Key play moment in this game. There was just, I was a little nervous because it's like we've had our hiccups at Purdue. It was 3-0, and there was a third down and like 6. And you could tell Sayin was not on. And he threw a high ball to Brandon Ennis, and Ennis made an adjustment on the ball and brought it in for a first down. We were about to punt down 3-0 on our own end of the field at like our own like 15. It was a little bit dicey there, and I was like, oh, well, crap. Now, granted, we did take the first play of the game on offense for a touchdown. Was called back on a hold. Bo Jackson broke one. He never ended up breaking one the rest of the day, but he had a decent day, 14 carries, 75 yards. The one thing is, after we got up by a lot, you could just tell this was a scrimmage. This was, let's see what works. Let's throw whatever we want out there. You had an appearance by our freshman tight end, Nate Roberts, which was you had a few appearances by him to the extent of where he took a carry. And then they also threw him the ball. He also dropped a pass. But I think that they just tried to put in a lot of different wrinkles in the offense this week. And I think, obviously, with our next 2 games, probably going to be the same way. It's Cardinal Tate was hurt. They said he could have went if it was a bigger game. We didn't need him. It is what it is. I'm glad he sat. He's been a little ouchy this past week in practice. He's probably going to be day-to-day questionable for UCLA. I think everyone should know. Don't play if you're questionable, and let's get ready for Big House. Other than that, good game overall. Everyone was like crying, screaming that we weren't padding Julian's stats or JJ's stats or whatever.
10 catches, career high. It's pretty.
I know he had 10 catches, 137, but that's what happens when you play Purdue. And there was one time where they had 4 guys. There was one time where they had 4 guys on one side of the field and were covering him. And yeah, we ran a screenplay to the other side and gained 25 yards. So worked out well.
Purdue's making strides. They're at least more
competitive. They are.
Years past.
I will say this. Last year when they came to Ohio Stadium, there was not the effort. There was not – they were just not into it. This game, their whole sideline had everyone had like a white towel.
They had like a lot of juice against Michigan, man. I thought they were sneaky in that game. They never took the lead, I don't think. No, they never took the lead.
No, but
I mean, they had back-to-back, like, I think it was like 10-play, 10-minute drives basically on Michigan. It was
crazy. Dude, they scored. I will say this. It was kind of funny. By the end of the fourth quarter, it was mostly our fans in the stadium. They scored a touchdown, and their player went right up to our stands, like our fans in the stands, and was like talking shit. And I'm like, okay, dude, you're down 34-10, but cool. Good for you. Great moment. You scored against Ohio State. But yeah, no, they're a rejuvenated team. It's good to see a program like Purdue get back. I mean, after Braum left, they kind of spiraled out of control. So
the Walters thing didn't work. It was a whole debacle, whatever.
But. Correct. And now to the Big Ten game of the week, and probably the game of the week in the country. Indiana didn't look good at all. But Penn State had talent. Penn State does have talent.
Is there anything that showed you how the clear difference between Ohio State and Indiana? It was obviously, it's a very lazy comparison, but back-to-back weeks. I mean,
yes.
And Mendoza number 1 pick, Mendoza Heisman nonsense. Ugh. It's why there's just always teams every year, and I'm always wrong on them. Like I was wrong on TCU a couple years ago. Forgot what team it was last year that kept proving me wrong. But like it's Indiana. Like it's just hard for me to shake the Indiana thing out of my head.
Yes,
they're Indiana. Oof. I know they're good, but they're Indiana. I still think they'll be easy out in the playoffs. But I mean, essentially, this game was just boring. And nothing happened until the fourth quarter. Penn State turned it on. They got a nice turnover. It was like, whoa. Then they scored off the turnover. You're like, whoa. They took the lead again. And you're like, holy smokes, up 4 at the end of the game. They get the stop. You're like, wow, here it is. 3-and-out, whatever. And then it's like, okay, Indiana, what do you guys got? And everyone's glazing Mendoza. I'm going to get the name of the first kid. The second kid I know. The first kid, Indiana basically makes a bunch of plays. They get sacked. And it's like, oh, my God, no timeout sack. They spiked it, which I thought was the dumbest thing they've ever done. Well, they got a first down, then they spike it. I thought it was stupid. Whatever. It was a 10-play, 80-yard touchdown drive with 1:15. Pass to Cooper. Pass to E. Williams. Was that the one?
Yes. This is the one you're talking about. Yes.
This dude, he was full extent, somehow gets a heel, and it was unbelievable.
I don't know how he got it in.
Then they throw the pass down to whatever the yard line to get down there, and then replay road on ESPN. Relax, dude. And then the touchdown pass to Omar Cooper. It reminded me of the JSN pass. I don't know. I forgot which red Big Ten team you were playing, where JSN like floated and then just decided like this like side swipe like skywalk.
Are you talking about the Marvin Harrison catch?
No, it was JSN in the back of the end zone when he was a freshman. It might have been during COVID. He was like levitating out of bounds and like just.
It was Nebraska game.
That one. I knew it was some red team.
It was Nebraska. Yes.
It was like that, where it's like the body control these guys. And again, shout out the ref for getting it right. That was crazy because it looked like the one foot was out of bounds. Because I was at the bar.
It looked like his right foot hit first, but his left foot
levitates and the other foot taps in. It's unbelievable. I mean, that catch. I know everyone's getting mad about Gus. I didn't have any sound on, so I didn't really hear him.
It was not good from Gus. Gus was just screaming a bunch, and you could just not understand him at all.
That Gus has jumped the shark. We've been a part of that movement for a while, but it is what it is. Unbelievable stuff.
You know what that is?
What?
I know. You know what jump the shark is?
Yeah, exactly. And then the problem is, which is ridiculous, is the worst part I thought was Sig squib kicking was insane. But whatever.
Oh yeah, what are you doing?
It ended up mattering because Grunkmeyer's an idiot, but still, I thought it was very interesting that they did that. Gave him a free 15 yards to the offense that could barely move all day, other than check downs with that. But Penn State, they're such a flawed team and such a flawed program, and it's funny. I don't know. I don't know who they even hire at this point. It is what it is. We'll obviously get to that later, but dude, I don't know. But looking at this week, like I quickly mentioned beforehand, Oregon is playing Minnesota on Friday night. This is probably an Oregon hammerfest. It might be a Minnesota sneaky backdoor. I mean, I think they played Michigan, and then they played Purdue and Michigan State in the last couple of years. They both got back.
The line is down to 25.5.
Yeah.
Which to me does not make sense because I feel like 4 touchdowns is pretty easy.
Yeah, it opened at 21, jumped right up to 25. I don't know.
I mean, Minnesota's probably one of the worst teams right now to be bowl eligible. They're not a great football team.
Darius Taylor's banged up, so they can't even run the ball if they want to. It's weird. And they're a really well-coached team.
They are.
Kind of like the over, honestly. 44.5 seems pretty low, but almost too low to the point where it's free. But like, you just need Minnesota to score a touchdown or 10 points.
Correct.
It's not like Oregon's got this lights-out defense or anything. They're pretty good, but they obviously can be scored on at times. And then again, one garbage time score is all you need. But Saturday, Indiana, Wisconsin. I mean, this seems like the easiest play of the week. Indiana minus 29.5. Wisconsin off a crazy emotional win. Indiana should have lost. This is the SIG flex spot. I think it's just going to be, again, Indiana's, you blink and it'll be 55-5 or 55-3.
Oh, yeah. Yep. I think that's pretty safe. Indiana's going to blow them out of the water. And then we go on to
we've got a rivalry game. We've got the Land Grant Trophy, Penn State, Michigan State. My roommate and one of our friends are actually going to this game. Though, so the funny inside baseball for me personally is my roommate is a Michigan State friend and a Michigan State alum. And all he does is he was be like, "Oh, we're going to beat Penn State this year, blah, blah, blah." This is in August. Okay, he's like, "We're gonna beat Penn State, blah, blah, blah. You guys stink, blah, blah." He's just talking shit. But it's funny that he actually has a chance now. I still don't think they'll do it, but they have an absolute chance to do it. If they start the white kid, what's his name? Milivojevic, they have a chance.
Correct.
Shit stinks. The loser is going 3-9. Again, I came on this podcast and I said on Twitter Spaces, I think we have a tweet on my timeline. Michigan State's going to start 3-0 and finish 3-9. That happens.
You
hysterical.
Actually said it on this podcast.
I did. I said it everywhere I could. The little troll got mad at me and he didn't really care, but he probably wasn't listening. But whatever. So Penn State hopefully wins the greatest trophy in the history of sports, the Land-Grant Trophy. I don't even know what the fuck it is, but
it's just a combination of pieces of wood and a bunch of different Nittany Lions and Spartan stuff just thrown on a trophy. It's actually kind of cool.
The two little brother third place teams perennially have some stupid trophy to celebrate who sucks more.
I'll just say this. CBS has got to be pulling their hair out right now at the games that they have to choose from because Fox takes every single great big noon game, every single this and that. And if you really
does that say Iowa USC on Big Ten Network?
That does, and I don't know why CBS did not pick Iowa and USC.
Well, these are all before the season.
Well, technically, no, because Big Ten Network.
Who's Big Ten affiliated with the network? Because I know, it's in network. They can kind
of. They're in Fox. They're affiliated with Fox.
So that's what it is. So Fox took that game because I said if it was on FS1, you could see something happen there. But yeah, that's crazy. You're right. I mean,
yeah.
And by the way, don't televise the draft. That'd be so sick. Televising the TV draft of the executives picking their games.
Correct. I absolutely would love that because there was a big discussion and Fox had the next pick and they hadn't picked Ohio State, Penn State yet. And there was a big discussion okay, well, what are they trading off here? Mm-hmm. Because that would be super entertaining. I mean, tell me people would not sit down and watch that. It would be absolutely wild and crazy.
So it would be August, you're getting into college.
Well, you don't have every single game picked until the week of.
Mm-hmm.
Or sometimes 2 weeks before. It's funny because Maryland and Illinois is on FS1, and they decided to put Iowa and USC on Big Ten Network for whatever reason they have for putting the only ranked matchup in the Big Ten this week on Big Ten Network. Once again, we failed as a conference to put our premier game on somewhat of a decent network because I can tell you right now, if there's a ranked matchup in the SEC, they're not going to the SEC network and playing it.
Yeah, as I say, you think Texas, Georgia's on SEC Plus this week?
Nope, not at all.
Iowa, USC, I don't know. I mean,
I don't understand what CBS did. I don't know how it got pulled that way, but CBS every single week has a terrible game. A terrible game. Now, granted, they lucked out last week with Oregon and Iowa. So, and you know what? Here's the thing. This game could be awesome, but it has no playoff implications, has no meaning on the conference standings. You're looking at Penn State, who could possibly get their first win over a Power 4 team. Well, actually, Michigan State too, right? Oh, no, they
beat Boston College.
Never mind. I forgot.
Be really good.
I forgot. They all loved that win against Boston College and thought it was
1-9 Boston College, by the way.
The next stepping stone for their program.
Penn State's biggest win right now is Villanova. Maybe FIU, depending on what you think.
I would go with Villanova. I will.
Funny.
I will give.
And most Villanova basketball fans are Penn State football fans. So how about that one? But you got that Iowa USC. I think it's gonna be an awesome game. That's one of those games where I'm that's getting on no split screen TV. Granted, YouTube TV and ESPN being terrorists, but that's just gonna be its own screen for me. That game, I could see either team winning outright. I kind of think this sneaky might be the USC flex spot. Iowa might be emotionally drained from that last game, but Iowa's just one of those teams that they're Iowa. They travel well, that type of thing. I don't know.
And you know what? Here's the thing:
in state is a problem.
Yeah, but here's the thing: Iowa is going to travel well. Their fans are going to go out there for a mini vacation.
Oh, for sure.
And they're going to have a ton of fans out there. So, I kind of feel like this is a 3-point loss for Iowa on the road.
I like the under too.
Yeah, I can see that.
USC is a lot more of a defensive run the ball team than people really realize. It's kind of like the Tennessee thing for me, where it's people think this is just run and gun sprayed on the field team. It's really not.
I could see like
running the ball at USC.
Yeah, I could see 2017, something like that.
Like tease the under in Iowa. Feels like that's free.
Yeah, I kind of like that. I'm good with that.
Yeah. Maryland, Illinois. I don't really care.
I don't know. Look, Illinois. The wheels kind of have fallen off Illinois in the past few weeks.
Did they finish 9-3? Who they got?
So they got Maryland, which I think they win this week. I think they win convincingly.
Maryland, Wisconsin, Illinois. Shit, they
absolutely,
yeah. 9-3. Back-to-back 9-3 seasons for Illinois. You take that.
Very good, very good. It's just the way it's been, though. I mean, you got beat by you crushed by Indiana. And then and then you lost Ohio State. You actually played Ohio State pretty well. You played us very well. And then you went on the road the next week and just got absolutely destroyed at Washington. And that's kind of where it was like, okay, well, what are we doing here? Especially, I mean, they came in with the season with a lot of hype. It's kind of disappointing. But, I mean, they were my dark horse to make the playoffs. Yeah, that didn't go over so well.
Yeah, the last game we got here before yours or both of ours is Purdue Washington. So this I almost wanted to use this to fishtail into a whole different discussion, but Washington, they got a tough end of the season, so it probably actually just makes sense with them. I was going to say, like, with this whole ACC thing, 9-3 team. There's a year 9-3 could sneak in. It would be this year. So, but obviously they got a lot in front of them. Just win this game and move on. Again, 9-3 for Washington in year 2 of Fish. I think you probably take that. I don't know.
Yeah, you take that, but they lost to Wisconsin. They're not going to the playoffs.
Agree.
There's absolutely 0%. If you had beaten Wisconsin,
actually, yeah, because they're not. And then again, head to head, they're not going over Michigan.
Here's the thing: had you beaten Wisconsin and went 10-2, and you were matched up against a 9-3 Michigan, who was going to go?
Oh, of course, yeah.
Maybe I don't even know if you go them because I'll say this: they played you close enough at the Big House.
Because that would be implying you beat Oregon in that scenario, so you're in. Knock Oregon out too. Sneaky.
I mean, look, is there a path for Washington to still get in? For some reason, the rankings have come out, right? They're still ranked.
No, the what's it called? Rankings came out.
Okay.
I assume they're using playoff now. That's just my guess.
Okay. That has to be the guess because.
Washington's kind of like they're going to do the same thing they did last year. Hopefully, they win their bowl game this year instead of lose. I think they lost to Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl. But I want to start with your game because I'm sneaky thinking. I'm very interested to see this game because, look, I know you're going to win. I just want to see how Ohio State responds to the quarterback run because that's the thing that Michigan has this year for them. They haven't had in a long time. And Nico is sneaky, one of the best rushers in the country.
So I can tell you, Grunkenmeyer ran okay against us.
I know, but Bryce and Nico are a whole different level of quarterback running.
We have also struggled with the run somewhat. I think though you're going to see more of a spy. We don't blitz often. I can tell you that. When we do bring the blitz, we usually get to the quarterback, but Patricia has really trusted our front four to just not send the blitz unless it's Arvell Reese coming from like out of nowhere. I don't know. I'm interested to see how it goes as well. I think we cover 32.5? I really honestly don't know. I think UCLA's played better as of late, obviously, considering the way they started the season. Yeah. Are they going bowling? Unfortunately not. Do I think they could have went bowling? I mean,
last week was the one you needed to win.
Yeah, you needed to win against Nebraska because the gauntlet after us has Washington and USC. Don't think they're winning either one of those games. They probably were going to still be a long shot to win or make a bowl anyways. I mean, a team who loses 35-10 to New Mexico probably doesn't deserve to go to a bowl game. Look, they've had some rejuvenated stuff. They've looked better in the coming weeks. Am I worried? No, not really. It's a night game in the shoe. Be cool to see a night game in the shoe again, especially like it's like an official like night game. Like we're going to be ending tailgating in the dark, which is always fun.
Shoot, 2 hours in the dark.
Yeah, seriously. So, I mean, sunset's at 5:30, kickoff 7:30. So probably wrap up the tailgate at like 6:30. Like, you're going to at least have an hour officially in the dark.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. It'll be fun. It'll be one of those games where it's like, sure, Blake will get some very entertaining texts or Snapchats.
Yeah, of
and
course.
He'll just be like, this guy needs to like cool out on the liquor. But no. I want to see out of this game. I want to see new wrinkles again, just like we did against Purdue. I want to see what you got against, like you said, a running quarterback. Because if Michigan sees that Nico can get like 80 yards rushing, they're probably going to run Bryce, or should run Bryce a lot more against us. And it's probably going to be a lot of quarterback draws. It'll be nice to welcome Nico back to Ohio Stadium. Hopefully he doesn't crack his helmet twice.
I forgot about that.
Yes.
And I know, obviously, I deal with the Tennessee people more than anyone. They love to blame him for that game. I thought he was the only guy that actually showed up to that game. But
yeah, their defense didn't show up. Can tell you that.
The running back, Sampson, opted out. He was just saving himself for the Browns. It is what it is. No.
Yeah. Other than that, yeah, I mean, I don't really have too much. I do think we cover. I think it's like I'll say like a 56-14 type of game. Now, I could see us go out there and really put the pedal to the metal, and
maybe one of these weeks,
and maybe try to like shut them out and do like hey, Indiana, you gave up 6 points. You want to talk shit, Sig? Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting. But yeah, other than that, I don't have too much on this week, and next week might even be less of a preview.
Yeah, a team that will not be covering is the Michigan Wolverines. Since even recording, this is now a 12-point spread. I mean, in a vacuum, Northwestern's a way better Purdue. Okay? Michigan hasn't shown me shit on the road. I don't trust Sharon. I don't trust the staff. I don't trust any of these people. Bryce Underwood has regressed heavily from the first few weeks of the season. I don't know if that's on him, if that's on the staff, if that's on him being battered from how shit his O-line was the first few weeks. The O-line's gotten better. It's still not a Michigan O-line. The people that run the O-line should still be fired. You just watch this team, and the only thing that's keeping you alive is the young kids in the secondary are good. Derek Moore is an unbelievable edge player. Your D tackles are getting better. The defense is getting better. They're doing the same thing they did last year, where every position group is getting better as it goes on. Jordan Marshall, what a perfect surprise. He's been very underwhelming, in my opinion, outside the stuff. But like, it's almost like it's almost like the 2021 season where, it'd be the 2022 season where Corum was great, and then he gets hurt, and it's Donovan Edwards. Oh, he's just as good. Where Justice Haynes was not Heisman discussion, but like Doak Walker, major Doak Walker stuff. I mean, he's still going to finish one of the best running backs in the Big Ten, and I don't think he takes another carry from Michigan this season. Maybe in a bowl game, but I would doubt that. But you bring in Jordan Marshall, and the dude he's just got the Michigan factor. Like, he looks like a Michigan running back. He plays like a Michigan running back. He had one touchdown against Purdue last week where it was like the Davion Smith one, where it's a big scrum. You all get in the middle, and he just pops out and runs in the end zone. But this kid's playing hard. He's playing tough. He understands the rivalry, so we'll get to that in a couple of weeks. Him being Mr. Ohio and all that. It's very important that we do the right thing here. I think it's free from look, Michigan fans, you got to do the thing that I love to do. You take Northwestern plus 12.5, and it's either a stress-free afternoon or you make money. Like, I don't think we'll lose this game. Would it surprise me? No. Is the fact that Northwestern's plus 450? That's crazy. I think this is. I literally said before, I thought this is like a 4 or 5 point game spread wise. I'm surprised it's this much, which is crazy. I think we'll handle Northwestern on defense. It's just whether or not we'll score. Like, this is probably going to end up being like a Michigan, if I had to guess, it could legitimately be like a 20-9 game, something like that. Boring, gross, big noon. Ugh. But
first off,
I don't know.
You're playing at Wrigley.
I understand.
Which is one of the worst venues to have a football game in the history of football.
Yeah. It'll be a Michigan home game, of course, but
it will be. It was like Ohio State home game last year.
And we have way more people in Chicago than Ohio State.
You had a camera angle last year that couldn't even see a touchdown catch.
It was so bad. I remember that. It was like in the corner.
And it was one of the better touchdown catches of the season. And you didn't have a camera angle that could catch that. Yeah, I actually disagree with you. I actually think that coming off a bye week, Michigan puts it all together and they absolutely destroy Northwestern. And I actually think, and I have a very hot take on this. Well, you know what? I'm going to disagree with my own take I was going to take. I was going to say they were going to miss a bowl game and go 5-7. I do think they win next week against Minnesota. But I think that I really do think that Michigan comes out and just pounds Northwestern. Now, you're asking me, why do I say this? What could possibly be this and that, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I'll tell you right now, Michigan runs the ball very well. Northwestern does not stop the run.
Oh, is that the case?
Yes. Northwestern, I mean, they gave up 173 yards to USC.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not talking like that's the worst stat in the world, but, you know, Michigan is a different level of running team against them. Also, I mean, Nebraska also had 155 rushing yards. I think Michigan eclipses 200 rushing yards in this game. I think they win this game running away. And I think it's something of the tune of like 24-7 or something like that.
Works for me.
Now, I could be totally off, but this was kind of going to be my lock of the week, and you stole the wind.
Okay, that's very interesting. Road Michigan, dude. It's just such a different animal.
I understand, but this is also Northwestern, and the way that they are going, I believe they have, I think they have one, if not one, but two linebackers that are hurt as well, that have been hurt for the past 2 weeks.
The whole team's hurt.
No. I'm saying Northwestern.
I know. I'm down 3 linebackers.
Well, I get that.
I got a freshman starting.
Yeah, I get that. You still have running backs.
Singular. I have one running back. I have a walk-on and a freshman as my backups. Well,
he's day to day. So,
and I got a running back at quarterback too, to be fair. So,
no,
but he fumbles. So,
yeah. Anyways, I will. That's my lock of the week. That's my in-conference lock of the week.
Yeah, it's. I've got one outside the conference as well, but
no, I have a great one outside the conference. But we can move outside the conference now.
Indeed. We can probably start on Friday. Louisville, Clemson. I don't know if you have anything on that.
I don't really have anything on that, but I do want to touch on this, and I want to discuss the ACC.
I loved Louisville before the season, but now
I want to say this. I love that the ACC is just eliminating themselves, and I don't love it.
Me and you agree on this. The Narduzzi take. I mean, what the hell?
Okay, we will jump right into this. I want to talk about the ACC. So Narduzzi, if no one paid attention, came out and said this Notre Dame game does not matter to him. He is
host Notre Dame for context.
Correct, and it's
game day,
and it's ESPN game day. So I'm sure ESPN is thrilled about this comment. Narduzzi decided to say that he does not care about Notre Dame game at all, whether they win or lose. It does not matter.
It absolutely matters.
Yeah. Guess what? Do I actually believe he's telling his guys this behind closed doors? Absolutely not. I absolutely don't think he's saying this at all. But it is not a good look at all for him to say this. I mean, I don't know. I can't get over it. I can't believe he said it. because if you go into this game and you get destroyed by Notre Dame and then you end up winning the ACC, which now I am actively rooting for Pitt to win the ACC, you absolutely are setting yourself up to be left out of the college football playoff, because whether people love it, want to know it or not, the top 5 conference winners ranking-wise get the auto bid. Not the top 4 power conferences and 1 at large or 1 group of 5. It's a top 5 conference winners. And right now, there's a team called JMU that is ranked. And there's another team called USF that is ranked, who are online and on pace to possibly win their conferences.
Mm-hmm. Because the thing is, too, when you look at the American, I know Minnesota app's not working. I know Minnesota. Let me take this off. My camera's shaking. I know Memphis lost to Tulane. They still did beat Arkansas, and USF beat Florida. So you got an SEC win for each one of those teams. JMU only played 1 Power 5 team, I believe, and they lost by 1, or they lost by 2 scores. Really, 1 score. But that was when they were still figuring out who the hell their quarterback was. That was that was week 2.
Week 2, yes. They lost to Louisville.
So I was in Oklahoma City watching that game. They still got a lot in front of them. The American in general too. USF and was it Memphis? I was actually an underdog this week. Holy smokes! So you're looking at it. Yeah, they got a couple teams there. No, even North Texas. They've done. I don't know. We know who they lost to. North Texas lost to South Florida. Okay, it was in conference. But I think like it comes down to the American, right? So if USF does their thing, obviously they beat Florida, which it's Florida, but whatever. Memphis has 2 losses in the conference, so they're pretty much out. Okay, never mind. So basically you just need USF, and then Tulane beat Northwestern, so they have a win. They also beat Duke.
Yeah,
right.
Which is a Power 4 win.
And they lost to Ole Miss, which is whatever, and then they lost to UTSA, which is gross. But if you beat a Big Ten team. You beat the team that's got the odds on, I think they're odds on favorite to win the ACC. No, it's Georgia Tech. But, you look at this team, right? So you have Duke. If Duke wins the ACC, best case scenario, right? They'd be 8-4. SMU would be 9-3 or 10. Sorry, it would be 9-4. SMU would be 10-3. Pitt would be likely 10-3. UVA is a dog to Duke this week, so that someone's getting eliminated there. So would you, hypothetically speaking, you'd either have USF that beats Tulane, who beat Duke at Duke, I believe, too.
Yes, it was at Duke, yes.
Or you would have Tulane who beat Duke straight up in there. And then it basically comes down to, would you rather have a 10-2 USF or a 9-3 Pitt team? Or a 9-3 SMU.
Oh, by the way, no. It was at Tulane. Tulane was the home team because they have a home and home contract.
Yes. Yeah. So SMU lost to Wake Forest. SMU lost to Baylor, and SMU lost to TCU. So they lost to 2 Big 12 teams. It just shows you that, again, there's a world where James Madison wins out, and then Tulane or USF wins out, and ACC could get completely left out. Because if ACC, if Pitt beats, basically if Pitt wins this week, it keeps the ACC alive, because last week was the worst week a team conference had of all time.
And by the way, if Pitt wins this week, the ACC is alive and Notre Dame's eliminated.
Exactly, and it opens up another spot. So what I was saying is, you look at Michigan, right? And Michigan or in USC, right? USC, who they even lose? They lost to Notre Dame, who'd be a playoff team. They lost to Illinois, bad loss. But if you look at them, if you eliminate them, if you look like a Michigan team, which would be on the fringe, or one of these SEC teams that's on a fringe, so Michigan would be losing to Ohio State. They lost to Ohio State in close fashion. It's okay, you lost to Ohio State, Oklahoma, and USC. Pretty good teams. It just opens up everything. And then you look at a Texas team. Could they get in at 3 losses potentially? A lot of chaos in front of us. I'm sure it'll all shake itself out, but
it will. I mean, the main question is
statement though we've ever seen from somebody just for no reason. He had no reason to say it. He just said it. What?
I mean, the main thing is Georgia Tech does play Pitt, and that's basically going to be a spot in the ACC title.
Yeah.
Do I think that Pitt's going to beat Georgia Tech? No, it's at Georgia Tech. I think Georgia Tech's a solid team. I think that they had an off week and just gave up a lot of points to NC State, which out of all the teams that have ruined the ACC, it is NC State, a team who is 5-4, who, by the way, gave Virginia a loss earlier in the season in a non-conference game. Yeah. So, I mean, they are the wrecking ball right now for the ACC. I don't know if they can do any more damage. I believe that they can
play Miami this week, which they can kill off Miami for sure.
They could really eliminate Miami completely this week. Yeah, I mean, look, I can't get over the fact that no one is taking into account, like, why would you ever say, oh, by the way, we're just going to win the ACC and we're going to get in the playoffs? And it's like,
not really true. And I had a lot of people disagree with us because they didn't understand that it's not the same thing. Yeah, oh, they don't get buys anymore. No. It's top 5 conference champion.
Correct.
It's kind of implied it was going to be those 4.
Yep. It was, and it would be quite hilarious if it now backfired on a and it would be quite hilarious if it was Pitt that it happened to.
Yep.
So,
of course. What else is there this week? Nothing really great in terms of games. Oklahoma, Alabama, I guess, is one of the only ranked matchups.
No, what are you talking about? Isn't
what?
We have Texas and Georgia.
I'm going chronologically. That's at the bottom of the graphic.
Okay.
Oklahoma, Alabama. I think Alabama takes care of business here. Oklahoma's
it is what it is.
Yeah.
I think Oklahoma's terrible. I think Bama easily covers that 6.5. I have not been impressed by Oklahoma all year. I've not been impressed by Tennessee all year. I think that Oklahoma-Tennessee was the battle of very mid teams this year.
Yeah, and post-injury materials kind of derailed that season.
And when you come out of a game and the most talked about thing about the game is your kicker wears shorts and have no idea how those are even legal to wear, but cool.
Yeah, of course. Georgia, Texas, like you were mentioning.
Yes.
A lot of points.
There's going to be – you think there's going to be a lot of points in that game?
No, I'm saying, like, it's weird when you look at it that Georgia's a 6-point favorite and it's plus 180.
Yeah, I mean,
I have like zero idea in this game. What do you like?
I've seen Texas live, but that was beginning of the season. I still don't think Texas looked impressive, but I don't think Georgia is like a one blown call away from losing to Florida. Like,
they had a Hail Mary, they had a lane implosion to win that game.
Yeah.
They had a crazy end of series, basically Tennessee shooting themselves in the foot completely in that game.
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not impressed by a lot of the SEC teams. I think a lot of the SEC teams everyone wants to hype up the conference. I don't think they're that good. I think that they are.
Agree completely.
They're just literally like.
I'd say Texas, second best team in the country to me.
And I'm going to be honest with you. Texas might win the SEC. They might win the SEC after all said and done.
Yep.
I mean,
there should be great narratively for the Big Ten, but
their O-line is terrible at Texas. They're so bad.
Yeah. They lost 3 guys last year, 4 guys.
Yes. So I get that. I mean, other than that, there's a bunch of not great matchups this week in college football. I mean,
no, I really like BYU at night against TCU.
The one game that might come out to be a decent game, and it's unfortunate. I don't know. I was watching Virginia last week against Wake. Their quarterback got destroyed on a pretty dirty hit by 2 Wake players. And I mean, very dirty. The one guy they called targeting. They could have called targeting on both guys, to be honest with you. Chandler Morris slid, and as he was sliding, both of them just jumped and left their feet. He's probably out. They're at Duke this week. Duke has a very good shot to beat Virginia. They already probably had a decent shot. Kind of crazy. Duke 5-4, 4-1 in the ACC. Does that say anything about
UConn? They lost to Illinois and Tulane.
Correct. Yes, and they lost to Georgia Tech as well in conference. So, does that say anything to you about the rest of the ACC? Yeah, I mean, I get the Big Ten's not great. It's very top heavy, but at the same time, it's a lot better than the ACC.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, but I will say this. My other lock of the week is Mississippi, 15.5 Lane Train. This is a revenge spot. Last year, they lost in the swamp. I think this has absolute destroy mode on it. Like, this is going to be – they're going to be throwing bombs in the fourth quarter up by 4 touchdowns.
Okay. Interesting. I thought Florida maybe keeps it close, but I see where you're getting at. I've got 2 plays I'm between for the lock. One is the grossest thing you ever see. Tennessee Tech plus 24.5 at Kentucky. Tech, I don't know what the hell division they are, whatever the hell it is. They're 10-0. Kentucky
they are
stinks.
They are okay. So Tennessee Tech is an FCS team. They are in the OVC. So
okay.
Yeah, they're like somewhat respectable conference.
I don't know if Kentucky can score 25 points. They could lose 24-0 and I cash. I don't know, but I think my official lock of the week is going to be the Arkansas Razorbacks plus 5.5. This team, they don't quit. They got a lot of fight in them. They score a lot of points. They're a very, very, very fun team to watch. Every game they play is like a shootout. They've got Taylon Green, who's one of my favorite quarterbacks. He's a guy that should be allowed to be in college forever. They always put up points. Like every game of theirs, I'm looking right here. 59, 70, 76, 63, 69, 65, 87. Their lowest game of the year was 33-24. The total is 57. I think you can probably take the over as well. I might even lean the over. But in LSU, I assume is going to start the backup.
I would.
You have 2 running quarterbacks. So. This game could get fun. Does anyone really care about a noon kick in LSU? I don't know. I think Arkansas can win the game.
No. Hold on. We got to be specific. It is a 12:45 kickoff.
SEC Network.
Yes.
Yeah. I think this is a who cares. You blink and it's like, oh my God, LSU lost again. I think this could be an Arkansas can win it outright.
I think this could be
over in Arkansas.
This could be like a 63-59 type of game.
Yeah, and I want it on record. I already love Arkansas next week against Texas. Even better if Texas wins. Because I know Maryland loves to do every year Maryland plays either one of the 2 of us before we play each other. They play Michigan this year, and it's always the classic trap spot.
Yes.
Arkansas in between a potential Georgia win and then against undefeated A&M with their playoff hopes on the line. I mean, woo pig. I mean, come on. Petrino will scheme some shit up. They can't play a lick of defense, but there'll be a lot of points in that game. And Texas can't really score like that. So I don't know. It get interesting. I'm already pre-picking a team, but I like Arkansas. I take them almost every game, and they're pretty good against the number too. I know they've obviously the record isn't great. They covered last week. Actually, they did not cover last week. They're a favorite, but disregard. But you know what I mean. They're always hitting overs, always in games. So
I do have one question, and I don't know if you know the answer to this. What is the tiebreaker scenario in the SEC if it comes down to a Texas A&M, Ole Miss?
Other than A&M and Texas playing each other, I don't even know. I don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I don't like getting into hypothetical breakdowns that much, because most of that stuff will settle itself out. Other than I know we spent 20 minutes on the ACC thing, but that I think is a couple conferences are more into that. But I don't know. But
because I think Alabama's going undefeated in the SEC. I think that's they struggle sometimes.
Listen, Auburn can throw a forward pass now.
Yes, correct.
And Cam Coleman is out there playing to be the highest paid player in the history of the portal.
And I'm gonna tell you what, he had a game against Vandy.
Yeah, he did.
He had.
Listen, man, God forbid that kid comes up north.
Could be coming a little not far up north as you think.
Listen, if it's heads up against you guys, then I know it's a Michigan lock, because they'll pay this kid $15 million and won't flinch, which is stupid, but hey, God bless. Good for the kid. But yeah, if it's about money, it's us. Sorry. Obviously, it'd make more sense to go to you, but you know how that is. We've seen dumber things before. So I think that's all we got for this week.
Heartland of Penn State, right?
Yeah. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't really got anything else. Yeah, that pretty much wraps it up, and see you next week.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll see you next week. And things will just shake themselves out, and we can get into more hoops and stuff going forward, and maybe a little bit of hockey. Who knows? But yeah, that's all I got for now. So thank you all for watching. Like, subscribe, hit the bell when I upload videos, and we'll see you guys next time.
Absolutely. Peace. Go Bucks.